Every single night, you close your eyes. The room goes dark, things get quiet, and from the outside, it looks like you're just powering down. But inside your body, a massive, hidden biological world is waking up. While you're fast asleep, your brain is busy reorganizing your memories. Your heart completely changes its rhythm, and your muscles are literally repairing themselves. Basically, your body kicks off one of the most powerful recovery processes on the entire planet.
You know, we kind of have this habit of thinking about sleep as just rest, like it's a passive state where nothing happens. But actually, scratch that. That couldn't be further from the truth. Sleep is an incredibly active process. It's this beautifully designed biological mechanism that keeps you alive, keeps you sharp, and keeps you emotionally balanced. Without it, the body totally struggles, and the brain suffers. So really, sleep is not doing nothing, it's doing everything. In this explainer, we're going to discover exactly what goes down inside your body the second you drift off.
All right, let's dive into this biological roadmap for tonight's journey. We'll be covering 5 main areas. First, entering the hidden world. Then, deep sleep and repair. After that, we'll look at the brain's night shift, followed by the cost of deprivation, and finally, mastering your sleep habits.
Okay, Section 1. Entering the hidden world, the descent from wakefulness to slumber.
Falling asleep is basically a sequence of events. First up, you've got that initial doorway phase. Your muscles relax, and your brain starts shifting from those fast, waking brainwaves into a much slower rhythm. Oh, and you know that sudden feeling of falling right as you're drifting off where your whole body violently jerks? That's called a sleep start, and it's totally normal. Then we move into light sleep. Your brain starts blocking out the noise around you and basically turns into a librarian, sorting through everything that happened that day. After that, we hit deep sleep, which is all about heavy-duty physical healing. And finally, REM sleep, which is where those wild, vivid dreams and deep emotional processing happen.
Moving right along to Section 2, deep sleep and repair, the body's ultimate maintenance cycle.
It's honestly mind-blowing how hard your body is working while you're completely unconscious. When you hit deep sleep, your muscles are actively repairing all the tiny micro-damage from your day. Tissues are rebuilding themselves, a huge surge of growth hormone gets released into your system, your immune system gets a major boost, and your energy stores are topped off. Think of this stage as a literal night shift for your survival. It's heavy lifting. And because your body is in such deep maintenance mode, if someone shakes you awake during this phase, you are going to feel incredibly confused, slow, and just completely out of it.
Section 3, the brain's night shift, how sleep builds your mind. Now, a lot of folks think the brain just clicks off like a light switch when we sleep, but no way, it stays unbelievably active. In fact, while you sleep, your brain is essentially taking a bath. It literally washes itself, flushing out all the toxic waste products that built up during the day. It's absolutely crucial for protecting your long-term brain health.
But it doesn't just clean up, it's also building. Let's talk about consolidation. This is a process where brain connections are strengthened, extended, and stabilized. Remember how we said the brain acts like a librarian? Well, this is when it takes thousands of random daily experiences, the names you heard, the faces you saw, the new skills you practiced, and moves those fragile new memories into a highly stable, useful, long-term storage format. To really see this so what of this, check out the 3 steps of learning. Acquisition is taking in the new information. Consolidation is strengthening the neural connections, basically hitting the save button, and recall is pulling that info back up later. Let's ground this in a real-world example from our sources. Take Liz. She's a Harvard freshman balancing brutal 6 a.m. rowing practices with a super demanding class schedule. Her brain completely relies on this cycle. She acquires rowing techniques on the river and facts in the lecture hall, sure, but it is literally only during sleep that her brain consolidates and saves those files for good. Harvard sleep researcher Dr. Robert Stick-Gold puts it perfectly. He says, during sleep, your brain is taking your memories, reactivating and looking at them again and storing them in a more efficient and effective form. And here's the absolute key takeaway. Research suggests the most critical window for this memory consolidation is in the hours immediately following whatever it is you just learned. So, what does this all mean for us? It means sleep isn't separate from studying. It is an active, mandatory part of the learning process. Pulling an all-nighter? You're entirely losing that consolidation phase, making recall so much harder and totally missing out on memory strengthening. And once that window is gone, you generally can't just get it back. On the flip side, sleeping right after studying gives you memory integration, way stronger retention, and just massive cognitive benefits.
Which brings us to Section 4, the cost of deprivation. What happens when we lose the night?
Take a look at this number, 11%. According to a 2001 study, that is the tiny percentage of American college students who actually sleep well on a consistent basis. We are looking at a massive, society-wide problem here, where the vast majority of us are trying to navigate really complex daily challenges while running completely on empty. And the fallout from that is severe. Research shows that volunteers who slept for just 6 hours a night over 10 nights became severely cognitively impaired. Skimping on sleep destroys your focus, tanks your reaction time, and ruins your performance. And here's the scary part. Even if you're drinking coffee and feel awake, your actual cognitive output has fallen off a cliff. Like we said, sleep is maintenance. Skip the maintenance, and eventually the machine breaks down.
Now, we do need to touch on a major debate happening within the scientific community right now regarding just how bad sleep deprivation is. You've probably heard of Matthew Walker's mega bestseller, Why We Sleep. He strongly links sleep loss to fatal diseases like Alzheimer's and pushes a really strict 8-hour sleep mandate. However, a number of independent researchers and statisticians have heavily criticized his work. They're pointing out factual and statistical errors and warning that the book leans way too far into alarmism. So while everyone agrees sleep is incredibly important biologically, those extreme, catastrophic claims about missing an hour of sleep, that's actually a subject of intense, ongoing debate right now.
All right, let's wrap things up with Section 5, Mastering Your Sleep Habits, How to Improve Sleep Naturally.
The good news is getting your sleep hygiene right is actually super straightforward. Go to sleep at the same time every day. Put away those bright screens before bed so your brain can actually release melatonin. That's the hormone that tells your body it's time to sleep. Keep your bedroom cool and calm. Avoid eating a massive meal right before you lay down. Get plenty of sunlight during the day, and make sure you're moving your body. These are small, incredibly simple habits, but they create powerful nights because you're finally working with your body's natural timing instead of fighting against it.
So as we finish up this explainer, I want you to remember this. Getting sleep is not a sign of weakness. It is literally a superpower. Every single time you close your eyes, you aren't just shutting down. You are actively repairing, restoring, and upgrading your entire system. So I'll leave you with this one question to think about as you turn out the lights tonight. Tonight, what will your body rebuild?